Hi, and welcome to day 6 of Vlogmas. It's December 6th, it's Sunday, and I am sitting here in my office packaging up some orders. So, yeah, I've got a bunch of bags and yarn to package up today to take to the post office tomorrow on my way to my day job. The post office, luckily, is right next to my office where I work, so I just take all my stuff there on my way to work and drop it off before I go in. I'm doing this while watching Jillian of the Good Witch Knits podcast. I'm binging all of her Vlogmas episodes so far. I find, like I've said before, it's so hard to keep up on Vlogmases. Like, your feed just goes by so fast, and so you go back to see what you've missed, and there's just so much. So what I did with hers, because I totally missed that she came out with any Vlogmas episodes, is I just went to her channel and just binged her first like 4 episodes of Vlogmas. So that was kind of a nice way to do it. I might try that with other people from now on, instead of trying to watch them like every day as they come out, which is, that's just hard. That's just hard. Colin has taken Lucy to the park so that I can get some work done. So I probably won't finish this morning. I'll probably have to, I'll do a lot of work during her nap too, which her nap is like my me time. So I kind of hate doing work during that time, but oh well, it's fine. I want to get it done. I want to get the stuff out to you guys so that holiday Christmas yarn can arrive in time for you to use it if that's what you're going for. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work and I'll check in with you later. I'm wearing some Halloween socks today. This is Undead, which is Moonstone Dyeworks Halloween colorway from several years ago. Is the owl making a cake? Hey Lucy, what did you get in your advent calendar yesterday? The bunny. The bunny? Can you show me?
Goody bunny.
Is that Goody Bunny?
Owl making a cake.
And the owl's making a cake.
Owl, Jack, and tomato, and potato.
Welcome to Vlogmas Day 8 and the Tommy's Vlogmas Requisite Cleaning the House montage. So I have a lot of houseplants, and I don't typically buy potting soil like from the garden store or nursery, like in a bag. We have a green waste place where I live. It's called West Green, and it's where we can take our green waste when we have it. And also you can buy a lot of things from them in bulk for really cheap. Like you can buy like landscaping stuff pretty much, like rocks or redwood wood chips or different types of soil and dirt and stuff. And when I need potting soil, I just go there, and like they have the bulk section there. So I usually just drive up. People usually drive their trucks up and like fill up their truck bed with like whatever they need. It's usually a bunch of stuff. I'll usually just take like a 5 or 10 gallon bucket and a shovel and drive up and fill up my bucket with potting soil that they make there. And it costs me like $1 or $2, maybe even less than that. And you know, we're at the store, you're buying potting soil for like $8 or $15 or something like that for like the same amount.
And back that, Mama.
I did get a little bit of ash on my hand. And it's usually really great. It's always what I use. This last batch that I got, though...
Mama need to run, Mama.
I do need to wash my hands. I'll do it soon. The last batch that I got, unfortunately, it turned out had fungus gnats in it, which I didn't even know what they were. They look like fruit flies. And it turns out some fungus gnats live in the potting soil of houseplants and like feed off of like the little fungal populations that live in the potting soil. So that's a bummer, because it means ever since I used this potting soil in like maybe 5 of my current houseplants, all of those plants have these gnats, and it's really annoying. It hasn't spread to my other houseplants, which is really good. So what I'm trying to do, I did it with like 4 of my houseplants yesterday, and it seems to be pretty okay. To get rid of these gnats, I'm trying to add some wood ash to just a top layer of the potting soil. And this is just from my fireplace, like you just saw. So I just added a little bit to the top layer of some of my other houseplants. And I haven't noticed any more flies in those. I know there's like, they like breed in the soil, so hopefully those eggs are getting destroyed by the ash or something. I don't really know how it works, but I'm trying it. And this is the last plant, or one of the 2 last plants that I haven't done yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some in here. All right, Lucy, you wanna help?
No.
Stand right over there. Hold this. And actually, okay, stir it around for me, thank you. Okay, now stop stirring. Now I'm gonna pour some in here. And now I want you to poke it. Can you go over there and poke it? Good job. I'm gonna stir it around a little bit. I got this idea because we had fruit flies in our compost bin in the backyard, and this was, according to like a local gardening guide I have, written by the guy that runs the farm down the street that I'm a member of for the CSA. He said to add wood ash to the compost bin to get rid of those fruit flies, and that worked really, really well. So I thought I'd try it here. I looked it up on the internet too, just to make sure I wasn't going to destroy my houseplants. But some people say it's not a great idea because it lowers the pH, which some plants don't like. But I read in other places that it was pretty fine to do. So I'm trying it. And my houseplants have kind of been through a lot. And they've survived a lot, so I'm not too worried. If the pH gets lowered in half my plants, I can help them come back from it. So this is my rubber plant. I've had this plant for a really, really long time. I bought it from my local nursery probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. And for a long time it was in the teeniest pot, so it was really teeny. And I've up-potted it about 3 times until I finally got this big floor pot for it, which I'm really excited about. And since I put it in here, it's gotten really big. But since I put it in here, it got fungus gnats because I used that potting soil. So as you saw, I'm baking some sandwich rolls today. Tonight I'm making pulled pork for dinner and like a vinegar-based coleslaw. And we'll have pulled pork sandwiches for dinner. I think I'll do mine with like pulled pork and pickles. Colin will probably do mustard. I don't know if I'll do barbecue sauce. I might do barbecue sauce. I haven't decided. And then I got a big thing of cabbage from the farm down the street. So I'm gonna do coleslaw, but I don't do mayonnaise. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. So I think that's what like typical creamy coleslaw is made out of, with is mayonnaise. But I usually do a vinegar and oil based coleslaw with like cabbage and maybe some really thinly sliced onion and jalapeno and shredded carrots and stuff like that. So that'll be really good. So every week I pretty much meal plan for the whole week. Usually on the weekend, I'll go through and just, well, my battery died. And now it's several hours later. But to finish what I was trying to talk about, I like to kind of plan out what we're gonna have for dinner for a week at a time, and then try to only go to the store once and do my grocery shopping once a week, which is a huge change from how it was before we had Lucy. I used to go to the grocery store like almost every day. We've got a local co-op that's right across the street from the office where I work. So I would just like pop there after work every day and like get the stuff I needed for dinner, and I would kind of just decide what we would have for dinner like that morning. And that's just not practical anymore. This week, if you're interested, we tonight are having pulled pork with the coleslaw and homemade buns. And then tomorrow we're having tempeh stir fry. I love tempeh so much. I love tempeh. It's super yummy. In case you haven't had it before, it's a fermented soybean product, and it's just super yummy. You buy it in like a thin brick, and I chop it up into pieces and then saute it and brown it, and then serve it with a stir fry of just a bunch of different vegetables, usually over like sushi rice, and it's super good. That's one of our staples. And then the next night we're having pumpkin and sweet potato black bean soup, which is a recipe from the Minimalist Baker blog. And then we're gonna have ramen with eggs and vegetables. So I like to make ramen with, at my co-op, you can buy fresh ramen noodles, which is really amazing. But I'll also use the dried ramen noodles that's what I have. And so I like to do the ramen noodles in a broth that I make with chicken stock and miso paste, and then like soy sauce and stuff. And then I'll poach some eggs and serve that on top, and also probably some spinach and mushrooms and green onions and stuff like that. And then that's it. That's my meal plan for this week. Last night we had what we call gringo tacos, which is like when you do hard shells, so you fry corn tortillas into hard shells, and then it's that very American taco meat where it's ground beef mixed with spices, and it's pretty good. We serve it with like cheese and lettuce and chopped up tomatoes and guacamole, and I think that's it. So So that's what we had last night, and it was great. I usually do a pound of ground beef when I do that, and we'll have leftover seasoned meat that we'll eat on top of nachos sometime later in the week. We're a pretty big nacho family. I grew up eating nachos. My mom loves nachos, and me and Colin eat them almost every day for lunch. When I'm home, that's what we eat for lunch. That's what we just ate for lunch a few minutes ago. And we just take tortilla chips, and we are also a big bean eating family, so pinto beans. I buy dried pinto beans in bulk from Costco, and I make just pinto beans from scratch, either just boiled or refried. Every few days, because we eat them almost every day and we go through them every few days, and we always have them on hand. It's another just staple of ours. So we'll eat it with beans on top and then cheese on top of that, just like shredded cheese, and like salsa or guacamole. We also have avocados every single day. Like, we're Californian and we're big into avocados. So guacamole, we really like pickled jalapenos and black olives. And, if we have all that stuff, we'll do the works, but sometimes we don't have everything. And yeah, then we'll put it on, I'll heat the beans up on the stove and then put the cheese on and heat them up in the broiler and then put everything else on. We really like nachos. So later in the week, we'll have that for dinner with some of the ground beef on top, which is super gringo, but what are you gonna do? Okay, that's it. Oh, also, it's not it. I like to do this. I'll think about it over the weekend, what I want to have for dinner for the next week, and it'll be kind of a combination of like our staples, things that we just have a lot, like stir fries and pizza and burritos and stuff like that. I make chicken tinga a lot. I make a lot of Mexican food. If you don't know this, my family's heritage is Mexican, so I grew up on Mexican food, and Mexican food means like a lot to me, and I love it, and we eat it all the time. So oftentimes I'll make like that, or chili verde, or something like that, chili colorado, some kind of stewed meat in either a red or green sauce, and have that on hand too for stuff. So but then I also really like to just kind of scour the internet for dinner ideas. Some of my favorite places to go to are Serious Eats, The Kitchen, and some of the blogs that I like are The Minimalist Baker, which I think is mostly a vegetarian blog. I'm not sure though, but they have really good stuff. I also really like The Smitten Kitchen, and I get a lot of dinner ideas from Binging with Babish too, which is a YouTube channel that I really love. And on his blog, all of the recipes, it's a cooking YouTube channel. He cooks things from like TV shows and movies and stuff. And so I get a lot of ideas from him too. I also have a lot of cookbooks, but my cookbooks are very well loved and worn and old, and so a lot of what I've gotten from my cookbooks at this point have become my staples, and so I don't often just like peruse them for ideas, but because I've perused them so much, I know what's in there. But anyway, I don't know. I like food. I like talking about food, if you haven't noticed. I like cooking. I like eating. I love food. It's wonderful. So I just put Lucy down for her nap, and that is when I usually go exercise. I'll set up in the office and either do yoga or Pilates or like a HIIT routine. So I just kind of scour YouTube and pick something I want to do, and so I'm going to go do that now. And then after I'm done, I'll usually do like a 20 to 30 minute thing, and then I'll usually have like another half hour to sit and chill with my leftover iced coffee. And that's usually my podcast watching time. And I don't know. Maybe I'll do some work, maybe I'll knit. We'll see. But I'm gonna go get to it. Quality control.